Tonight from Fernwood tonight, 30 minutes of very remarkable entertainment. Coming to you live with your host for tonight, Mr. Barth Kimball. Tonight, Barth's guest will be Ms. Jane Tiffany, a beautiful girl who's a real sport. Mr. William W.D. Budd Prize, with a plan to make Fernwood the sex and sin center of Ohio, and Happy Kine and the Mirth Makers. And me, I'm Jerry Hubbard. And now here's your favorite host and mine, Mr. Barth Kimball.
Thank you. Wow. Thank you. We're going to have to start charging to get in here, I guess. This is terrific. Good evening. Welcome once again to Fernwood tonight. I am, I guess you can tell by the applause, Fernwood's most eligible bachelor, Mr. Barth Kimball. Oh, okay. Oh, no. You know, I believe very strongly in the idea that even a hugely successful public personality like the host of a late-night talk show has a private life that belongs to him alone. And in this case, of course, him is me. Sure, I have shared some of my deep feelings, I guess, with you about the death of my twin brother, for instance. And I did have my father here on the show a couple of times, even though it was about as exciting as watching a fly crawl up the drapes. But the romantic side of Barth Kimball's persona, or person, as the case is with this persona, was something that I kept between me and my pillow. I think you know what I mean. When I say my pillow, I should tell you, I don't just have the one pillow. I have 5 pillows. It's a little quirk I have. I can't sleep with less than 5. 1 under my head, 1 under each arm, 1 on my chest, and 1 resting over my eyes to keep the light out. Just a crazy thing. It's the only thing that sets me aside from a perfectly normal person. Except for the fact that I can only eat with certain forks. That's the way right, or I just go without. While we're on the subject, however, though, of me, my habits, and romance, tonight I'd sort of like to answer all the women who've been asking, well, pretty much the same questions. Barth, what's your story? Are you married, engaged, going steady, or they get right to the bottom line? Hey, are you available, you big hunk? Some people have a way with words, some people not halfway. As for now, the only disadvantage I can see to bachelorhood is that, well, 4 or 5 mornings a week, I have to go down to the Bun and Run restaurant and force myself to swallow that Egg von Bunner burger that they have down there. Fortunately, by about Friday, those buns are usually stale enough that they don't absorb any of the eggs anymore, and you can kind of chip off the eggs. And that's much better that way. Just a tip for my fellow bachelors. What I'm trying to say, I guess, is if that right woman comes along, I mean this sincerely, she is welcome to take her best shot. And if she's got the money, I've got the time, okay? Now, let's get on with the show. Here is the man.
Whoa,
Mr. Jerry Hubbard. Let's have a nice hand.
There'd be no show if I didn't say, here's Barth Kimball, would there?
Absolutely. Well, Jerry, as they say, I've worked with an awful lot of announcers in my day, and quite honestly, I mean this sincerely, you certainly are one of them.
Well, okay.
But we have quite a show tonight.
All right, now I have to interrupt you here for a minute, Barth.
Well, no, you know, you may want to, but you don't have to. I don't have to let you.
Oh, yeah. I have a special news announcement for my brother Conrad.
Well, I don't think we really care, Jerry.
Who just happens to own Channel 6 here.
We care. We care a great deal.
He has hired a new addition to our Channel 6 Fernwood television family here. It's a young lady, a beautiful young lady, if I may say so, who is going to be our sportscaster here on Channel 6, 6:30 p.m. and 10:30 p.m. or 6 p.m. and 10:30 p.m. News shows every night starting next week.
That's great news, Jerry, and I think we'll all look forward to hearing her scores and everything. But right now...
Wait a minute, hold on, not so fast. You're at the throttle and you've got it open wide, but I want to bring her out and introduce her to these nice folks.
Well, this is it's supposed to be like an entertainment show, Jerry, and I just don't know that, you know, we're supposed to have interesting guests and people come on telling interesting stories. I don't think we just want to have somebody come out and go, Giants 3, Dodgers 1. You know?
Will you cut that out? No, seriously. Let's have a nice Fernwood welcome for Ms. Jane Tiffany. Come on.
Hi.
Jane, you know me. I'm Jerry Hubbard.
Well, how do you do, Bart?
Very good. Do you want to sit down?
Yeah, why don't we all grab a seat?
Wow. Wow. Ooh. You want one? I'm sorry.
No, thank you.
Oh, boy.
She's into sports. No tobacco for her.
Gosh, you're a sport. Oh, you Gee, I hope I didn't offend you by doing that. I just thought you might. You probably don't smoke.
No, I don't smoke. That's quite all right. I'm used to people making awkward passes, Bart. It's just that it usually doesn't happen so quickly.
Oh. Well, I just figure I only have half an hour to make a good impression on you, and I just wanted to get started kind of quickly and
You're
early.
going to need every minute of it.
Oh, come on now, sweetheart. Can I call you sweetheart? Oh, I just did, so hey, we don't edit, so I don't think we should start out on the wrong foot.
Good idea.
Then you better take yours out of your mouth and let's start over again.
Oh,
We
dear.
kid like this a lot when we're out
I
here
see.
together. Just a
Usually
couple
when-
of guys, no holds barred.
Sure, usually when we're out here together, you sit over here. You know what I mean?
Well, I thought... Gotta get back in the pilot seat, Jane.
Oh, you sure don't look like Howard Cosell, that's for sure. That's good. Woo.
I don't know how to take that.
Well, I think he means that it's lucky you don't wear a toupee. That's a hair joke. Incidentally, this is Ms. She likes to be called Ms. Jane Tiffany, but I think she'd like us to know that Ms. stands for Miss. No wedding ring there.
That's right.
You're Ms., huh? I'm Murr, Barth Kimball. Once again, it's nice. Listen, Jane, let's talk about you for a second. How did you feel about, packing up all your cute dresses, your nighties, and your tight dungarees and everything, and oh boy, and just taking the bus to Fernwood? That's incredible. I mean,
I'll tell you, Bart, at first I was really very apprehensive about it. But I spoke to Jerry, and he told me how warm and friendly all the people were in Fernwood. And quite frankly, everybody here has been so nice to me. I'm really anxious to get started.
What she says is true because you're a perfect example. Barth Gimbel came here from Miami. How long ago was it? Surrounded with some of the most vile rumors you'd ever want to hear. Rumors that let's hope we don't have to dig up again, and let's hope they're put to rest once and for all. But rumors about payoffs and payolas, kickbacks, sex scandals, sexual degeneracy, sexual perversions. Things that are tearing your hair. Well, I just hope they're buried once and for all. But the point is, if a town like Fernwood can tolerate Barth, if not even, I'm using the wrong word, accept him and welcome him, then they certainly will welcome a female sportscaster.
I think so. Let's find out what Jane here, right? Sweetheart. I kind of like calling her that. Keep that up. What Sweetheart has in her background. How did you slip into the broadcasting game, sports broadcasting? Was it like sideways through a secretarial door or some kind of scam like that?
No, actually, Barth, I majored in broadcasting at Boswell College, and then I went on to get my, yes, BC. Then I went on to get my my master's in drama at Atlantic Eastern, and right now I'm working on my, AE. Very good, a whole alphabet. And right now I'm working on my doctoral thesis at Rutledge University.
Oh.
Are you?
Are you? Yeah. No, he's not. I guess with those kind of credentials, you really don't need me to show you where the microphones are or anything like that. But Jane, sweetheart, you can feel free to call on me for any area of help. You know, maybe some of the areas that aren't taught in schools, if you catch my drift.
I have a pretty good idea.
Yeah. Not as good an idea as I have, I think.
Thank you, Bart. That's a wonderfully transparent offer.
Isn't she beautiful?
She's beautiful.
I just can't take my eyes off her. She's the most gorgeous bit of feminine pulchritude in the whole town of Fernwood. She's just beautiful.
These are the 1970s, and I don't think Jane here wants to be treated like, some sort of sex object. This is a person. It's a full blast person.
Oh, wrong. You know, Bart, I really love it. Jerry, I love it when someone gives me a direct compliment. I think that's admirable. And I really think it's nice when someone can admire you.
Right.
Without leaving fingerprints on your legs.
That's what I thought they were, fingerprints. I was just trying to get them off, because that's one of the things I... Oh,
Thank
boy.
you, Jerry.
You're welcome. It was my pleasure. You're beautiful. You're gorgeous. You're even unbelievable.
Jane, it all sounds relatively fascinating, although I guess everyone knows this in town, I'm a pretty busy guy. I would be willing to spend as much time and money as I possibly can spare, and there's a bit, just to make you feel more at home here in Fernwood. I'd venture to say you'll do just fine here on the Channel 6 News team, and
She's beautiful.
Oh, she's beautiful. You're right. I know that all of Fernwood will want to turn you on as much as I will. You know where I'm coming from?
I think I know where you're coming from.
Miami, Florida.
Right.
With all those scandals.
Would you excuse me? Oh, boy. Do you want to just take a crack at broadcasting?
Just take a crack at broadcasting?
Well, I know a little bit about what you do, like sportscasting, that
Okay.
thing of saying it's Shirley Babisoff from Long Beach, California, that kind of thing.
Very good. You got
just
the accent right on the right syllable,
Maybe you might
too.
want to go into talk show host. Would you like to just turn over there to that camera and just say, we'll be right back after these words? Just try it. I'm sure you can do it.
Which camera? That one? We'll be right back after these words.
The only way to survive is to think of Washington as a theme park.
Fine, Happy.
She's just beautiful. Just beautiful.
Oh, boy. Oh, we're back. My next guest, sort of like second best guest.
Oh, thank you.
Sweetheart. My next guest is Fernwood's unofficial ambassador at large, from, allegedly, he claims at least, from the Chamber of Commerce. Please welcome the man who's been with us before, Mr. William W.D. Bud Prize.
You know, I'll tell you something. It's moments like this, I wish it was 8 years from now.
Is that when the device comes off?
Well, that's when the jaw gets pushed back in the skull, and I'll have a real nice profile.
What is your report on SMUT?
Okay. As you know, the city attorney lost the case against the smut parlors and the purveyors of the putrid material.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Despite the fact that I'd done everything I could, I collected all kinds of this material. I have stacks of magazines, your sexy smut magazines, particularly the ones with garter belts.
Mm-hmm. There's also the one where it's always groups of 10 or more, and they're all these young girls like 18 or something like that.
I have a lot of them.
Every one of those magazines is worse than the next, and I can vouch for that.
Tell the world.
You can go through maybe 200 or 300 of them in an hour or so, and you're not going to.
I find it's disgraceful that they allow them to be put right out on the newsstands. Now, some of them, of course, you do have to dig back there behind some of the older magazines. But you can find them, and children walk by there, and they might see an adult.
Just as easy as not. How are you going to get rid of these sex shops once and for all?
What we want to do is take all these smut shops, you see, and we get them all, and we move them all out to the outskirts of town, and put every one of them in a great big X-rated shopping mall.
I'll be done. That is a very bold, and I would have to also say an incredibly convenient idea.
Yeah,
So
well, to save embarrassment.
things so perverts can just do it all in one stop. They can get off the bus and then get off themselves. It's just ridiculous. And get back on the bus and no one's the wiser or hurt.
It sounds like you're condoning this, so giving it some credibility by putting a nice shopping mall out there?
Well, that's absolutely good. That's the idea that I'm driving at a mile a minute. Well, 55 now with a new limit.
Be slower, you have to stay in the right-hand lane, because nothing more annoying than
Yeah,
that.
but see, to save yourself embarrassment, we got this great big reams of butcher paper, brown butcher paper, and we're making these big, like, bags to go over the people that visit so that nobody knows anybody is. But you wouldn't see nobody, and they'll be strolling around the X-rated mall in a plain brown wrapper, you know.
We actually have a picture here of this X-rated mall.
That was did up by Don Gelker's mother. That's Don Gelker on camera 1. Hi, Don.
Are you seeing that there?
Her mother done up this at the X-rated shopping mall. It's all did up in...
Are we getting glare on this?
Uh-huh.
Is it glaring?
Yeah, is that glaring,
better?
Don? Is that okay?
It's still glaring? How about that? How's that? Wait a minute. With this? All right, is that better? How's that? Okay, now can you explain a little bit more about this one, WB Bug?
Ms. Gelker done this all up in a felt-tip pen, and some Crayola was utilized. But you can see here that your big objection to your smut parlors is your appearance, because they look like smut parlors, let's face it. Here we have little shops. One of them looks like a little, sort of like a little shoe store, a dentist's office, or a department store, and you go inside and you got your regular smut there.
I think what we're saying here is that the entire economy of the city is going to prosper here. What with the people driving back and forth down to the X-rated mall all hours of the day and the night.
That's going to be a little extra, because there's going to be a lot of speeding tickets to and from the mall.
Sure.
And that is going to have a ricochet effect on your downtown merchants.
Absolutely. Have we seen enough of this here? Okay, well, fine. We can put this down, I guess. And,
The city could probably put in an extra bus line or two, and maybe...
Well, I'd like to see that, a bus with a bar.
I guess we'd rather see our town get its hands just a little dirty in the name of continued prosperity and just make sure that we don't go all the way down the drain. I feel a little bit better. I think everyone does, knowing that all of this pornography and all of these rubber gadgets and things like that they sell are out. I think we're happy that they're in your hands. And I think the place is going to be a little bit cleaner. Thanks to your work.
If he keeps up his work clearing off all these dirty magazines off our newsstands, that's some step in the right direction anyway.
Absolutely.
Well, so most of them is in my basement right now.
Good. That's where they belong. Yeah.
We'll be right back after these important words. Stay with us. Right now, what I'd like to do is kind of toss it over to Happy Kine and the Mirth Makers. Happy Kine, in case you don't know, this is quite a musician. When he's not running his Bun and Run store, it's a franchise, actually. Boy, what a fabulous place that is. Mm-hmm. Well, their motto is, it's not dinner, it's just fun. And I think anyone who's eaten there can attest to that. It certainly is fun, and it certainly isn't dinner.
Happy looks great, too. Food looks good enough to eat.
Some of that food is suitable for framing. I think so. Maybe in those lucite blocks or something like that for the coffee table, something like that.
We got a hamburger that we're still using as a door jamb, but...
Is that right?
They hold up. A lot of them disintegrate, and they don't.
Will a quarter pound actually hold a whole door?
Oh, yeah, one of Happy's will. Oh, yes.
Probably not.
It'll hold open one of those bank vault doors. Because they don't decay and disintegrate, and like a lot of real meat products do.
I'm sure he appreciates the plug, but we should get back to why we're here. Happy is going to show us a little bit about music from various parts of the world. He's pretty good at all, you name it. Of course, the polka, and that would come from Poland, I guess. And today we're going to go south of the border, and he's going to show us a little bit about some of those Mexican and Latin American instruments. So let's bring out our own Happy Kine. How about it? Hello, Happy. Arriba! Now, the first instrument Happy's got here for us are the maracas. All right, maracas, and he'll show you how they work right now. They just sort of... You're going to maraca.
Mama, yo quiero. Mama, yo quiero.
There we have the maracas. You notice they keep it kind of
mi mamá.
going the entire... That's good. Next. Okay, now fine. Hold. Now, next, I believe, are the claves. Is it claves or claving? Claving. You claving a little for us here? Okay, now these are just ordinary pieces of wood that sound so Latin when you hit them. Go ahead, can you hit them a little bit?
Mama, yo quiero. Mama, yo
Is that incredible?
Mama,
Down the back. Down the side. Under the leg. Fine. I'll be all right in a month. Now, can you maybe put those together for us? Is that possible? He's going to try something kind of tricky here. We're a little bit short-handed. He's going to do the claves, that's the sticks that we were hearing hitting so beautifully, and the maracas together to get kind of a counterpoint and point and counterpoint rhythm. Here we go. It's all right, Happy. Take all month.
Mama, yo quiero.
There it is. There we have them both together. Okay, Happy, I'm worried you're going to hurt yourself. That's not all, folks. We also now have the scratcher, which is that one little kind of... There it is. Good. Hey, Tiffany, that's right up your alley there. Sports. Okay, now we're going to hear all three of these together. I said we're going to hear all three of these together now. Okay. We have the maracas, the claves, and the scratcher. And the gore. That's great. The happy guy. Now, wait a minute. Whoa, wait. Take a little breather here. Jerry, you might want to help us with this. None of this is complete, of course, without that drum.
Put on the, like New Year's is down at Happy when Happy.
Oh, okay.
You need a hand here?
The most important sound of all, of course, is the conga drum, just as Ricky Ricardo made it famous and so many other people who play it so beautifully. Happy will now do that all together. Band, let's do it.
Mama, yo quiero.
We'll be right back after these important words. Don't go away.
Hello, I'm Jim Hartz.
And I'm Mary Martin.
We just have time really to say goodnight. I'd like to thank my wonderful guest, William. Special thanks to Tiffany for being here. She'll be back again.
Beautiful,
I hope.
isn't she?
So, good night.
Also appearing on tonight's show were Troas Hayes as Jane Tiffany and Kenneth Mars as William W.D. Bud Fry.
Good health lets us enjoy garden.